So for this assignment, I watched the video on the Milgram obedience study. Um, I think it has changed how I have looked at the everyday study of obedience. Um, and how authority it just changes in everyday situation. Before watching it, I thought that people usually knew when to stop doing something that they were doing wrong. Um, but this study showed how powerful authority can be over a human in their body. Um, so in the experiment, the participants were told that they were part of a learning study and were instructed to give the electric shocks to another person when they answered questions incorrectly. And that's just I just can't I just don't really know what to say about that because that's kind of cruel. But even when the learner appeared to be in pain or stopped responding, many participants continued going. They continued giving the shocks, um, because the experimenter who was seen as an authority figure, I mean, they told them to keep going. What stood out to me the most was the participants weren't trying to be cruel. They were just following their instructions. But also to me that is very, very cruel. You know, but one key idea from the textbook that connects the study to obedience is which when the people follow orders for someone they perceive as an authority figure. Another important concept is authority, which explains why the experimenter's instructions carried so much weight. Um, and the participants trusted the experimenter and believed he was responsible. I mean, they was responsible for what was happening. So, you know, they just made them feel less personally accountable for their actions. And it also raised serious ethical concerns of when they were not fully informed about the purpose of the experiment. All the participants technically had the right to withdraw. The pressure from the authority figure made it feel like they couldn't stop. Um, I don't think the emotional harm experienced by participants was fully justified, but you never know. But what I learned from this most is how easily normal people can be influenced by authority and by bad influences and you know um even when their actions can go against their personal act in a similar situation. I would like to believe that I would question the authority, but this study showed me that it's not always easy to do so in the moment. But overall, the Milgram obedience study, it helped me better and understand human behavior under authority and why the strict and ethical guidelines are so important to physical research today. So thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day.